It's interesting that you're the one who brought up the name Nigel Farage and talked specifically about reform. It's a sign of the times, isn't it, that you clearly see them as a real threat politically, however different you might like to think you are.
I'm really worried about what he could do to our country, because he comes up with all the problems and says it's all everyone else's fault. He has no solutions, and I think he needs to be exposed. And I have to say the BBC are not doing a very good job of doing that. You know, you have him on, he gets away with all these arguments without being properly held to account. That's why I'm bringing him up today. I think the BBC needs to do a better job, needs to hold Nigel Farage to account. And if I have to come on your programme to do that, I'll do just that.
Well, I think, speaking for this programme, when we've spoken to him, we've certainly challenged anything he said, as we would challenge all of you.
I'm sorry.
I would have thought as a...
I don't think you're doing... I'm sorry.
I thought as a BBC, Democrat, I love the BBC. As a Liberal Democrat, I thought you would be interested in the media covering all voices in politics.
Yeah, but you know what happens? I'm sorry, John. You cover the tittle-tattle around reform. The tittle-tattle. You don't look at their policies. And if people are going to vote for them, they need to know what they stand for. And I'm afraid, if you look at their policies, there's not a lot there.
I think last time Nigel Farage was on, we put to him exactly that fact, that it was all very well criticising others from the sidelines, and we were putting exactly to him that he needed to come up with or tell us what his own policies were. Exactly that point.
Well, maybe you're the exception to the BBC rule, but I have to say, when I look at the broad BBC coverage, you know, he gets such an easy ride, and he gets covered when he says horrible things that aren't producing solutions for people's problems, like the cost of living, like we're trying to solve. He doesn't talk about the problems in the NHS. He doesn't deal with the need to sort out care. You know, he has the problems that my constituents face every day. Liberal Democrats are producing solutions for them. Nigel Farage doesn't, and maybe BBC Breakfast is the exception, but I have to say the BBC's got to raise its game to expose Nigel Farage.
Ed Davey, we have to leave it there. An interesting